here with the dark today because we are finally installing this digital instrument cluster from Intellitronix. I have done some preparation already, so I don't have to do it now. So let's take a look at it. All right, here is the instrument cluster. This is just a little cover piece over it. I bought a plug kit on Amazon and the special crimpers along with it, and made some pigtails on the back of here. So all I gotta do is wire these up that I also put together. These four. All I gotta do is wire those up and then plug them into here. That's all. So what I did was put all the main powers on one plug. Got all the sensors on another one, and then the lights on another one, and the single one here is for the tack. So everything's all nice and neat. Everything looks good. These are the blade connectors, and they actually look pretty good. I am very happy with how these turned out. I have extra long lengths on everything, so I have plenty of wire. Whatever I don't use, I'll just cut off. A lot of this wire is extra stuff from when I was doing the wiring on my 1970 truck. But the first step is I got to get the original instrument cluster out of the car. Probably not gonna have that on video. Probably just gonna pull it out. I don't know what's gonna be involved in that, because I have not pulled out the instrument cluster on an A-body before. So it's going to be interesting, but I'm going to get that out so I can get all this assembled in there, and then I'll see y'all in a little bit. Oh, the instrument cluster is out. Wasn't really too hard. I was worried about pulling on this connector back here, worrying about the pins pulling out, but all of them actually come out in one piece. Nothing broken, so I can still save all the original stuff. And what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be splicing in, probably see if I can pull out a little bit more of the wire. Probably not. I'll probably have to see. Yeah. I'm going to splice in to this plug right about here. So I'm not cutting out any of the original plugs, any of the original wiring or anything. All I'm doing is splicing into it and teeing off a wire going to the digital. And I'll just tape all this up so I don't ground anything out up here. That way, if I ever want to go back to original, I still have the option. As the amp gauge, these wires I'll probably have to tape together. Not tape, I'll probably have to bolt these together and tape them up. So they're still connected, because this is still going to the alternator. If these are left off, then I'm not going to have alternator. So those probably going to have to be bolted together and then taped up good. And that plug and this plug over here will be left alone, and then that's it. And the speedometer cable right here, I just tucking it behind there. Probably gonna get some zip ties and just zip tie it to the frame right here, because I'm not gonna need it. And here is the cluster. Came out in one piece. Glad I didn't break anything. I was worried about this plastic breaking when I was trying to get it out, but it got out in one piece. The back side actually looks in pretty decent shape. Obviously got some burnt bulbs. About half of them are probably burnt out, I think. But I got to take all this off so the new stuff can go in. Now, one thing I did notice, I really hope that I can reattach this bottom metal piece, this back metal piece. I hope I can reattach that to give the headlight switch and the I think that's emergency flashers. No, that's wipers. Okay. I really hope I can get the wipers and the headlight switch back with this metal here, so to give it structure. But I will see about that. I don't think the instructions showed this metal going back on, so I'll just have to see how it goes. Well, it is assembled. Glad I didn't film while I was doing this, because it was really tedious and I had to really focus. One thing I would recommend, the instructions include enough of these small nylon washers to put 2 in between the circuit board and the back plate and this back acrylic. And I would definitely put both of those in, because the circuits down there will get damaged if you don't put those in. So definitely follow the instructions and just pay attention to what you're doing. I would recommend using some fine needles, some fine needle nose, little tweezers to help you get stuff positioned and in. But I got it all together, and I did have to take all my plugs off and feed the wires through and put the wires back in. But I've written down in a little notebook of how all my wires go into my plugs, so I didn't have to worry about putting those in wrong or not. But it's all together, looks good. Got my buttons right here, I can easily access them. One thing I didn't really like was I did have to take off the pieces that were over the holes that were factory. So if I ever wanted to go back to the factory instrument cluster, I would most likely have to find another one of these. So I probably will be on the hunt for one of these, just so I can have it on standby. But let me get this in here, and I'll be ready to do the wiring behind the dash. Well, I have the sensors wired up. The speed sensors right here. I've got it routed through the firewall. Should have enough length here to route it down into the transmission. Any excess I'll just pull up and tie up somewhere. Don't have any power hooked up yet. And next stop is lights. So that one's next. And once I'm done, I'll use some of my fabric tape I picked up. I got some fabric tape and a roll of some nylon wire loom, expandable sleeving wire loom. So I using that to make my harnesses look a lot better. Stuff out in the engine compartment look good too. Here's the plug for the temperature sensor. Got it routed up underneath, tying into the factory connections. And I got these 2 wires coming out, because the brown one here is for the oil cinder ground, and this one is for the green is for the tack. This is some wiring I have done. So the kit does not come with wiring to complete the install. You will have to get some yourself. So back to wiring up the lights. Well, it is installed. I wanted to do another little snippet before I plugged it up and everything, but I got a little carried away. So I've got the temperature sender just plugged up. I don't have it installed yet, but I got it plugged up just so I can see if it'll have a reading up here. And I've got the wires connected to the oil pressure sender that I installed when I pulled the motor. So let's see. Supposed to have power. I don't have anything. Okay, apparently I've got a bad connection over here on this side somewhere. But let me see. Put it back in park. Let me see. pressure, so that's good. Well, I definitely need to sort out my loose power connection, find out where it is, but it's definitely working, and I definitely like it. I feel much better about seeing the oil pressure. I know it had oil pressure, but I just felt good actually seeing what it was. But temperature worked, everything else worked. I just need to sort out that loose connection, and that's it. I believe the loose connection may be at the plug itself. I may just need to clean up the contacts on the headlight switch, and then plug it back up. Maybe see if I can bend some of the tabs to on the spade connectors to try to tighten up the connection a little bit if I can. But I'm gonna do that, and then I'll see y'all in a little bit. Remember those two amp gauge wires I said I was going to bolt together and tape up? Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. So that's what my loose connection was. I got it bolted together and taped up. The reason I didn't splice them together was because in case I want to go back to the factory gauges, all I gotta do is untape it and plug it in. Same thing with the factory instrument cluster plug. I left it there. I just spliced into it and just got it taped up and pushed over to the side. So if I want to go back to the factory gauges, I can without really too much hassle. But let me show you how quickly this thing comes on, and the RPMs are actually working right now. This is in. Says it's on 8-cylinder, obviously. The oil pressure, when you cut it on, it takes a second for it to go down to 0. And currently, like I said, my temperature sensor is sender is currently sitting on top of the motor, so it's just kind of sitting there. Dropping down to the actual number. That's good. The RPMs are acting right. And fuel and volts, all that good. And let me see if it works. Yes. I connected the wire that dims the instrument cluster when you turn on the headlights. There's the left turn signal. The camera may show it blinking and all, but in person it is crystal clear. It is not doing that. There's that. And let me see, where's my hazard? Where's my flashers? I don't even know where the flashes are on this car. There it is. Yeah, I got the flashers on. There it goes. Kind of iffy on the indicators. It kind of goes back and forth a little bit, but definitely need to drop the RPMs a little bit. But there it is. There is the install. I still need to hook up the speedometer sensor and get that calibrated, but it's definitely working and definitely cool. This is probably going to be the end of this video. I'll have another video with calibrating the speedometer, so I'm gonna have to drive it, and I've got to finish burping out the cooling system with air. And now that I can see the oil pressure, now that I know I have good oil pressure, I can actually finish doing that and not have any worries. But there it is. There's the install, and I'll see you in the next one. One more thing before I go. I may have to get a tack adapter or something to clean up the tack signal going to that digital dash, because my RPMs are really fluctuating up and down, and not really functioning right. And I believe a tack adapter should fix that. Also, this was very wiring intensive. So if you don't feel comfortable with your wiring skills, I would not recommend doing this yourself, because you have to make sure certain things are hooked up properly, that you have ground everywhere properly, in order for this digital dash to actually function and last a long time. So if you're a beginner, I would not recommend this for you to take on yourself. But if you're good with wiring and you have full confidence in your skills, you should have no problem with that. But there it is. In the next video, hopefully I'll have the exhaust done, and I'm really going to try to tackle that tomorrow, and get the exhaust done and be able to drive it and set the speedometer and calibrate it, and then it'll be completely done after that. But as far as the main install, it's done and it works and just looks awesome. But I will see you in the next one.